That was a failed attempt at a cool intro. Hello all you wonderful, beautiful, and craptastic people. CraptasticJack here. Today we're going to be talking about Need for Speed 2017 because I was, earlier today I was pondering about Need for Speed 2017 and I just realized I haven't made a video talking about what I would want from Need for Speed 2017. Basically a wish list. I haven't made a wish list yet. Mic kind of came off. Mic machine broke. Right, so today we're going to be talking about basically a lot of things, just a wish list of things I would like to see improved or fleshed out more in Need for Speed 2017. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer, I'm going to just assume that a lot of work on Need for Speed 2017 is already done, like the map and all that. I'm just assuming that that's all done. Like, it's probably way too late in development for them to change a lot of like things that with the map and shit, although they could implement these in the future. I'm just saying, like, a lot of these, I'm just gonna be skipping over a bunch of things that I figure that they already have done. So, but other than that, let us begin. And of course, I'm gonna go over just the basic things quick. Better handling, they should probably already know this. Better handling, the handling in 2015 was pretty not good. The AI kind of needs to be buffed. I mean, for example, I'm playing through Underground right now on stream, by the way, Twitch link below in the description. But I'm playing through Underground on stream, and I just got to a point in the game where the AI, like the rubber banding in that game, it's it's bad. But just looking at the polar opposite, which was Need for Speed 2015. Need for Speed 2015 was pretty much the polar opposite. If you had a fast enough car, you could just fly past the pack and stay in front of the pack, like a mile ahead of the pack, to the end of the race. There really wasn't any challenge aside from components parts, which was pretty broken, to be fair. That wasn't even real challenge. That was just brokenness. But they need to find, like, with the AI, like a sort of sweet spot, if you know what I mean. Like, the AI, it needs to be competitive, but it also kind of needs to be fair. I don't want... Because the problem the components parts had was you were racing against a bunch of these exotic cars, and you also had the 240, the 180 SX, sorry, that you were racing against. And all the exotic cars you could pass easily. The 180, that just rubber band to hell and back. Like, you could not pass that. You need to find a sweet spot with that. Like, tune like the AI to match the speed of your car. So if your car is faster, the other cars are faster. If your car is slower, the other cars are pretty slow. And also with the cop AI, yeah, as you know, I'm a pretty big Hot Pursuit fan. I don't know if you can tell, but like, I really like car chases in racing games, and the cops in 2015 were pretty not good. They were not that good. And I think, and I have a feeling that they know a lot of this already, and I have a feeling that these are probably some of the first things they at Ghost probably worked on. And I just hope, I'm just asking that the cops are better and maybe implement a better heat levels rating system. Like, it just went up the more you smash things, but the cops didn't get any better. Like, I want it kind of like how Most Wanted did it and Carbon did it, where the more you would get up, the more faster cop cars would come up to you. Like, stage 1, you have Crown Vic, stage 2, you had Chargers, and stage 3, you had Corvettes. Like, something like that. And I like this from Most Wanted 2012, SWAT vans. That was pretty cool. Like, SWAT vans come, like, they could be like the what's it called, the rhinos from the older Need for Speed games. They can come in with SWAT vans just charging at you. That would be pretty cool. I would not lie. Also, I'd like to see police helicopters make a return in the game, if that's possible. And here's a little feature a little something. You can also, like, if you're in a car chase for a long while, you can actually have news choppers come in and start filming you as you're trying to run from the cops, and that gets you more rep. As they're filming you, that would get you more rep during that car chase. And if you evade the news helicopter, that could get you like a cool little bonus of some nice little rep. That's a nice little thing. Like, and I also want the cops to be able to, like, actually be able to chase you. But I do like the feature from 2015 where you can pull over and just pay a fine. Like, if I'm not in the mood to get in a car chase and I just want to pull over, pay the fine, I could do that. And also, I'd like to see impound strikes and, like, your car being able to be impounded. That would also be a nice little element to actually, like, make it so you need to escape from the cops. You need, out of necessity, to get away from the cops. Because in 2015, if I'm in a car chase and the phone rings or something, by the way, that's good. Leon, to a different topic after this. If the phone rings, I have to pick it up. And there's no point, really, of me just pulling over, waiting for the cops to bust me while I go answer the phone. There really isn't much of a penalty other than a few couple $1,000s. So impound strikes and all that, but I don't want them to implement all this unless they add in a pause button. A pause screen is something that every game needs. All right, and that's where the past 2 Need for Speed games have really dropped the ball. For me at least, was this very minor thing. Not very minor, it's pretty major actually when you think about it, but not many people really go over it when they think of what they want in a Need for Speed game, and that's a pause button. Past 2 Need for Speed games have not had pause buttons because they were always online. So you gotta drop the always online. That's something you really need to do, is just get rid of that. Like all drive, I'm pretty sure it's tied in with the always online. You have to dump that. I'd rather have a pause button. I'd rather sit in a lobby and have to switch over manually to the online features of the game from single player rather than having it like all together. I'd rather have that if I can have a pause button, or do it like the crew did it, where if you're in a single race by yourself, you can still pause the game, but the game's still always online. So if they could do it something like that, sure. But I think that they really should just dump the always online anyway, because there are times where I want to play Need for Speed and the servers are down. It's not often, but it's still a pain in the ass, and that's something I'd really like to see, like just wiped from the game completely. Although one thing I do want them to like make a good return is autolog. Autolog they kind of just like pushed to the side for the past Need for Speed game. It was there, they just never really talked about it, and that was like the big thing from like Hot Pursuit all the way through Rivals. Like autolog was the best thing, and then they kind of replaced it with all drive, which is just not good, and they kind of just brushed autolog to the side. Like bring back autolog and make it like a sort of like something like Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. I know it's the second thing I'm picking from 2012, which is a lot of people won't like, but with 2012, one feature I did like was the blacklist, the most wanted list of your friends, and that could be like a cool little thing. So who has the most rep in the city for this, this, and this, and there's like a little blacklist of your friends. Like that can also, they can implement something like that. So there's like a little blacklist of like your friends who are like, who's the best at this, who's just the best overall, and shows the best overall of your friends of like the blacklist. And it's a good little way to keep the competitive side of the racing going on. So you're always striving to be the best in the city of your friends. That would actually be cool. Another like little online thing I like to talk about is the ability to like start a crew or a club. Like they had this in 2015, but it was just for a session. Like I want to be able to like start a crew, manage a crew, blah blah blah. Like something like that, a little like micromanaging aspect of the game where you can like have your crews do this, like set up different designs for your crew and all that, like, and be able to like do crew meets and stuff, car meets. Oh, car meets are also something I like to see back. I mean, car meets, if not like structured car meets, just give us the ability to like go into a parking lot like 2015 did. You could, they didn't have structured car meets, but you could go into like a parking lot and just park up and have like an actual meet. And with the camera mode, you can pretty much walk around without actually walking around. And that's something that Need for Speed 2015 really shined on, was the ability to just like chill with your friends and just enjoy each other's rides. So those are some things I would really like with the like social aspect of the game. With customization, if you're not gonna put in if there's gonna be cars without customization, like just I don't mind if you put in a few Ferraris or hypercars. Like I'd like to see a McLaren F1 in there, and a few like hypercars like that, like the Agera. It would be cool. Like the end goal for me at least is to have a Need for Speed game where we have all these like customization, crazy JDM stuff. But I also want to be able to like ride around in an Agera or a McLaren F1. I don't mind if those cars don't have as much customization as the other ones do. But if you have a company or a car in there where they're legit just like, hey, you can't have any of that customization in that game, just dump them. Like, at least give us the ability to put some customization in our cars, because some car companies just don't want that at all, and you have to dump them. And that's just me saying that. Although at the end of the day, I do want to ride around in a Agera, I do want to ride around in a McLaren, I do want to ride around in a Lamborghini, but I also want to ride around in an Integra Type R. So you know, I want an Integra Type R, please. But also, just like, you don't have to make a big car list, but at least give us a car list where the cars you can pretty much do nearly almost anything you want with them. A lot of the cars in Need for Speed 2015 did have some lackluster customization for it. I'm pretty sure Ghosts know this, so, and that's something they're probably also working on. So I'm gonna move on to some things that aren't really necessary, but I would like in the next Need for Speed game, like day and night cycle. That's something I'm pretty sure it's unanimous. Most people want a day and night cycle because with the day mod that came out, the game looks gorgeous in the daytime, especially in the early morning and stuff. So the day and night cycle would be nice. And also the film grain. I do not want film grain. It made the game look not good. Please remove the film grain, please. Thank you. Also the rain, the constant rain. Like it. I don't want it to rain all the time. I want blue sunshine days. I don't want it to just be rainy. Like they had this like gritty like landscape, but the story was not gritty at all. It was very nice. It was like a happy land. It was a PG story for a PG-13 setting. And with the next Need for Speed game, if they're gonna have a PG-13 setting, they have to have at least a PG-13 type story. We need an antagonist. We need someone who we hate, and we need it to be a lot more gritty of a story. Oh yeah, fist bump, man. Woo. Woo. Brought to you by Monster Energy. Yeah, just canned that. I want characters that be able to like actually like enjoy. The only character really who I really liked from the 2015 game was Trevor. He was like probably the grittiest and probably the best actor of all the characters. Whoever played him, you can get him back. Like I don't mind if they do it like the full motion again with the cars in the background. That was actually cool. I hope they do that as well. That would be cool if they did that. And if they are doing that, I hope they bring back that Trevor character because he was pretty cool. And a very small thing they can add later, a video mode. That would actually be pretty cool. Or the ability to actually get out of our car, like structured car meets, and walk around. Oh, going back onto drift events for a bit, I'm kind of going all over the place. It's a very unstructured video. But the Toge events in the game, that kind of needs patching. There's for Toge in the game. First off, Toge's not drifting. It's getting from one part of the mountain and sticking to the ass of the other drivers and seeing who can stay the closest to the bottom of the mountain, who's the fastest down the bottom of the mountain. That's what real Toge is, but I don't mind if they do it like that or if it's like how they did it with the drifting, but you gotta keep it very minimal with the amount of drivers in a Toge event. Maximum of 3 other drivers, actually, you being the 4th, should be in Toge, because 8's just way too many, and it's just a mess 99% of the time, where you're trying to drift and the AI doesn't even drift, they're just turning and then they crash into you, and it's just a bloody mess, and that really should not be what Toge is. And the same goes for the drift chains, maximum 3 other drivers as you're going through. Now, I'm talking about if it's multiplayer, though, you can have as many as you want, why not? But I'm talking about, like, with the AI, it has to be, like, max 3, max. Mad Max. And speaking of Mad Max and wide open landscapes, I'd also like to see some like farms and areas like countrysides where I can really max out my speed, like outside of the cities. Like this is something they could probably add, like if they don't have it, like post, like they did with Most Wanted 2012 where they added the airport. And I don't think farmland would be that too difficult to make post launch instead of like a city. It's not like a city, but maybe like a few like country roads outside the city where I can really max out my car and really like go flying. That would actually be pretty cool. And yeah, I think that's actually gonna be all for now. These are just some suggestions for the next Need for Speed 2017 wish list. And pretty much I basically skipped over a lot of things where they probably already have done, because I mean they've probably been working on this game for over a year now. So that's all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a good one.